In this video, we're going to learn a little bit more about dialog boxes and also about how dialog boxes can work with your code. What we're going to do is we're going to build a simple list children component that's very similar to the component that you built earlier, except it's going to allow authors to enter in the path where they want pages to be displayed through a dialog box. Okay, so the first step is go back to CRXDE, and inside of CRXDE, let's create a brand new content component. And let's call this component list children. So I'm just going to right click here on my content directory, and I'll say list children. Okay, I'll call it list children, and the description is display pages author indicates. Great. Okay, so that's going to create that. And then you'll see that there's a JSP there, and I have a code snippet here, and it's called listchildren.rtf. Go ahead and open that up and just paste this code snippet into your JSP. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go back to my listchildren.jsp, and I'm just going to paste that code snippet right in there. And you'll see that this code snippet is very similar to the component we built earlier to just dynamically display navigation, except what I'm doing is I'm getting the list root here from the repository. Okay, and this is going to be stored inside of a dialog box. You'll see it says get list root, and then it says current page, and it says get path, and then it says get page there. Okay, and again, it's getting that list root right here. So we're going to actually allow the author to enter this in via a dialog box. Okay, so let's hit save and save our JSP. And then on the list children component, let's create a new dialog box. So here I'm just going to say new. I'm going to say dialog. Again, I'll call it dialog, as you see there. Okay, and this builds us a new dialog box. And then I'm going to say items. And then underneath my first tab, remember this is a JavaScript that's automatically created. Underneath my first tab here, I'm going to create a new node. Okay, I'll call it items. And this is going to be a CQ widget collection. And then underneath here, let's create yet another node. Okay, and be sure to call this node list root. And this is going to be a widget, a CQ widget. So click finish. Okay, and then go to your list root node and add the properties. So we're going to let the author enter in a text field here. So I'm going to say X type. Okay, and then I'll say text field, just like we learned before. That's going to be what displays inside of the dialog box. So that's going to be a text box. And then I'll say field label, and I'll just say enter the path to the page, and that'll create the path to the page, and that's just the label. And then, of course, I need to indicate a new property, which is going to be list root, where the information is going to be stored and where the JSP can access it. So make sure it's called list root, and just say /list root. And then click finish. Okay. And you should see, if you refresh your properties here, that you have your field label, you have /list root, and then your X type is text field. So that is perfect. And then, of course, you have your listchildren.jsp. So those should now be tied together. And then what I want you to do is go to your content.jsp, and then where you have this div here where it says news list, delete that div and add in a CQ include, okay, and then say path is equal to news list, and then the resource type is equal to, let me give myself a little more real estate here, and I'll say training, components, content, and we will say list children, just like so. Okay, now that should include that inside of my page, and the dialog box should be able to have that. So now I'm going to hit save. Okay, and then I'm going to go back here to Firefox, and let's just go ahead and test this. So let's say, for example, I choose English. Okay, there you'll see my new page, and it says company, services, and product. And if I type in here, I can manually enter the path. So I'll type in /content training _site /en Okay, and you'll see that it displays the company, services, and products that are children of that page.